CO2 goes AWOL. This is another climate craze update on the performance of carbon dioxide. In military terms, AWOL means absent without leave. In other words, carbon dioxide has abandoned the globalist man-made climate change agenda. So let's look at the data versus the narrative. During March of 2022, NOAA made a 3-month forecast for the months of April, May, and June. Red indicates above average forecast temperatures, and blue indicates below average forecast temperatures. NOAA obviously made a forecast for an overall warmer than average spring season. Here is the verification or observed temperature data for April, May, and June. This map clearly shows that just like the prior quarter, the spring season had a much larger, colder region and average temperature region than forecast. And look at South Florida, it's also colder than average. Holy moly. I moved south to escape the cold, and now it's following me here? Could it be we're not producing enough CO2? But moving on, here we see both maps together. They are available to the general public on NOAA's National Weather Service website. This website provides access to the Climate Prediction Center's forecast maps and verification archives. This is the second quarter this year where they got it way too hot. So why do you think NOAA has a hot problem? Looks like maybe practice makes perfect? We'll see. But one thing is for sure. For the past 30+ years, all the climate model forecasts have always been way too hot. This red line is the average of all forecast models, which shows skyrocketing temperature forecasts. That is the CO2 fantasy forecast. Those blue and green lines are the observed weather balloon and satellite temperature data. That is reality. Let's take one more look at the spring quarter observation map. That temperature pattern is consistent with current sun-driven climate forcing mechanisms. But first, let's look at South Florida and the cool temperature anomaly. Several factors contributed, including several cold front passages, strong trade winds which provide natural air conditioning, and the jet stream made several dips into the subtropics. Here's a windy.com video clip from June 20 showing the 250 millibar wind pattern, shooting down from Canada along the east coast and over Florida. That's just one of several jet stream episodes which helped keep South Florida cool. But now back to the observation map. The northwest cold pattern is most likely due to not only the cooling effects of La Niña, but more importantly that the PDO, or the Pacific Decadal Oscillation, is entering a cold cycle. And then there's the southeast warm pattern, which is most likely due to the ongoing AMO, or the Atlantic Multi-Decadal Oscillation, which is still in its warm cycle. Even as CO2 concentrations continue to skyrocket upwards, the global temperature record shows a 6-year temperature pause, and even a slight decline. Ever wonder why you never hear claims about global warming anymore? So while the IPCC folks continue their nonsensical hatred for carbon dioxide, which is also the fabric of all life on Earth, the rest of us know that the sun controls the Earth's climate, and the near-term weather trends are controlled by the sun-driven oceanic cycles, like the PDO, AMO, ENSO, and others. The sun is in control, not carbon dioxide. In the meantime, remember that CO2 is primarily plant food, and any warming that it may produce only enhances our climate. There is no climate emergency, but we could use some more CO2.